You're listening to Miss Style, Strength, and Grace with Deidra Murphy. This is your one-stop shop for style, fashion, health, and fitness. Deidra's passion is to help empower women to reach their fullest potential, both inside and out. Deidra and her guests will be discussing how to develop your style, health, and lifestyle hacks to energize your day and inspire you to keep reaching higher levels of success. Deidra is a professional fashion stylist, health guru, and Mrs. Washington 2017. It's time to get open and honest with Deidra.
Hello and welcome back to today's podcast. Today we are talking about style, where to invest and where to splurge. So as a personal fashion stylist, I help women every day dress in a way that's not only authentic for who they are, but helps them create a style that is easy and they can get dressed in less than 5 minutes. And also it saves them time and money. But I get asked all the time, especially when I take clients personally shopping with me as we go either in person or online, or we go out of town and we hit up stores, where do I invest versus where do I splurge and where do I save when it comes to the pieces that I'm adding into my wardrobe, whether it be garments, coats, bags, shoes, accessories. What does that look like? Well, overall, I think it depends on who you are as a person, and it can vary from person to person. What is a staple for one person might be something uber trendy for somebody else that they're going to be over in about 5 minutes. I know for myself, I love the look of, say, boho items and that really free people style life on other people. It doesn't really work for my life. So I maybe only have a few pieces in my closet that kind of lend to that style type. And it's, maybe for fun occasions, nights out, maybe even a concert where I'm going to wear those items. But for the most part, my items in my closet are a lot more girly in nature. So again, like I said, what's a staple for one person might be a trend for somebody else. But I think overall, there are about 5 main categories of items on where to maybe spend your money on a little bit more and invest in. And I know my husband always gives me a hard time. He's like, it's not an investment. It doesn't make you money. But I like to use the term investment pieces because it is really those pieces that are going to serve you year after year after year, and they're not going to wear out as quickly as, say, something that you may have gotten at Target. But those items might be fun and they might be on trend, but honestly, they're not going to stand the test of time. They're going to wear out. Threads are going to start to pull, especially things like sweaters. Their garments and the pilling of the sweaters is going to come on a lot faster than, say, a cashmere sweater by a brand like Repeat. Their sweaters are upwards of $250 to $300 or even more. But what I found with the Repeat in particular brand of cardigans and sweaters is they don't pill. My favorite Repeat cashmere shawl collar cardigan I've had for a couple years now. I could literally sleep in that thing and it does not pill on me, versus some of my sweaters that are really cute and trendy that I've gotten at maybe the Loft or even just Macy's or even Target. After a few wears, they start to pill and they look like trash. So I get rid of those things really quickly. And like I said, if it's one thing where it's like got a super trendy feature on it, for instance, the lace up sweaters down the neckline in the front right now are uber trendy, or even cold shoulders, any of that shoulder show or bell sleeve looks. Those are really popular. And those are the things that I'm personally just going to spend less money on because I'll probably be over it in about 6 months. I'm going to be, on to the next, versus something like, I'll bring it up again, my Repeat cashmere sweater that I love. I know it's a very classic style and it's going to last for years and years. So like I said, I would say overall there's about 5 main categories on where to splurge or invest in. And the first one is what I would like to talk about. The biggest one is premium denim. So premium denim has a lot of different brands within that umbrella, but I would say the main ones that might come to mind are things like AG Jeans, Mother Denim, Citizens of Humanity, even some more classic styles of premium denim from, say, like Eileen Fisher, Not Your Daughter's Jeans, any of those brands that you might find at upscale department stores or even upscale boutiques. The difference between premium denim and, say, something you might find just like at Old Navy or at Target is the quality of the denim is really thick, well, not thick as far as like it's going to add a lot of bulk to you, but it's just that tightly woven material that's going to last you for years and years. The biggest thing when it comes to premium denim is how to take care of it so that it will last you for years and years. Number one, I never ever put my jeans in the dryer. And unfortunately, my husband has on accident, trying to be nice. But, in the long run, what it really does is it starts to wear and tear on that fabric. And especially premium denim usually has 1% to 2% spandex or lycra in there. And when you put that under high heat, it's going to start to wear down those fibers. So that's when your jeans start to stretch out. You know what I'm talking about? You put on your pants at first, like clean denim, and they're really snug. And then within an hour, maybe 2 hours, you have like saggy bottom jeans. And I'm not talking like apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. I am talking saggy butt. You keep pulling them up. They don't look good. It looks like you have poop in your pants because they're falling down on you, right? Like, not attractive. Nobody wants to see that. But the biggest way for any denim to not do that is I would let it air dry. If it needs any sort of wrinkle reduction after air drying, merely a light steam or even just 5 minutes of a light, low heat tumble dry in the dryer will bring those wrinkles right out. And even if you put them on a little bit wrinkly, honestly, within like 30 minutes to an hour, those wrinkles have really softened up as your jeans have started to wear during the day. So it's not usually a problem. And when it comes to jeans, whether they're premium denim or even, lower price point jeans, I would never put them in the dryer just because it's going to make them last, whether they're $20 jeans or $200 jeans. So again, with denim, there are some places where you can maybe like save. So obviously you can go to the high-end department stores, Nordstrom, Neiman Marcus, Bloomingdale's, wherever, and you can spend anywhere from $100 to thousands of dollars on jeans. It just depends on what makes sense for your life. Personally, I can't fathom spending more than a couple $100s on one pair of jeans, but to somebody else that might be chump change, or to somebody else that might be a really expensive pair of jeans. But it really will last you a long time. My first pair of premium denim I bought in high school, and I wore those things all throughout high school and college. And it wasn't until after I had graduated college that they finally got one hole in them and busted out the knee. So it was time to get rid of those and move on with my life, even though they were my first like big girl purchase as premium denim jeans. But versus something you might find at Target or, other retailers that are going to be a lower price point and lower quality denim, it's really just not going to last as long, and it's not going to be as flattering on either. And there's more in depth that we can go with that. As I go through different podcasts, we'll talk more about your body types and style types and how to dress for those particular shapes, especially when it comes to the best fitting jeans for each shape. But as far as denim goes, and maybe even denim trends, if it's something that you want to try out that's a uber popular denim trend, maybe you go a cheaper route in that trend, try it out and see if it works for you in your life. And then if you find that it is something that you're wearing over and over again, then maybe you go to a more premium denim line and invest in it. So for instance, this summer, I really, really wanted to try out the embroidered denim look, where we're seeing a lot of the hand stitched on embroidery onto denim. Well, I didn't know how well that would work into my life. So I bought a cheap pair at Target and they were fun. I wore them. They didn't look as good on my butt as some of my, Mother Denim or Citizens of Humanity jeans, but they were fun for what they were. And they were like $20. And you know what? I had fun with them, but they finally busted a hole in the knee after a few wears, and I really wasn't worried about them. So I gave them away. And I found that I really wasn't wearing them as much as I thought I would. So I was like, wow, I'm glad I only spent $20 and not $200 on the Citizens of Humanity embroidered jeans that I had been looking at online. And that also brings me to some other topics that I will mention before we end today's podcast. So like I said, about 5 main categories on where to splurge and invest. So I think I covered the denim one pretty well. Let's go on to the next item. I want to talk about the workhorse shoe. Now, again, this will differ for every lady. Some women out there love like a menswear inspired shoe. So maybe their go-to workhorse shoe is a Brogue or an Oxford, versus somebody else might be in pumps every single day, and that is their go-to shoe. So whatever it is, that's what I would invest in. The shoe that you are wearing 3 to 4 days a week, or, whatever it is that looks right for your life and your job, you need to invest in that shoe because you want it to be comfortable and you want it to last. You wouldn't know how many times I've gone into closets and seen the shoes that my clients are wearing literally 5 days a week, and after a couple months of wearing, they look trashed, and it makes their whole overall look and outfit just get devalued, versus they could be wearing the same clothes with a pair of shoes that have really stood up to the wear and tear, and they will elevate their look instantly just by making sure that their shoes are well put together. So that means like whatever your workhorse shoe is, for instance, if it is that pump, look for real leather, look for real leather soles, look for, things that are going to be comfortable. Maybe it's a cushioned footbed, whatever that looks like for you. Or say you're a flat kind of person and you love to wear a nice ballet flat. Again, look for high quality leather. It doesn't have to be thousands or hundreds of dollars even. You can find great shoes for under $100 depending on where you go, but always check what the content of the fabric or the fibers are and make sure that you're putting something really quality on your foot. And that even helps too with, we don't want to talk about it, but us ladies, we do get stinky feet too. I know. I used to get stinky feet in college when I used to wear not quality shoes that weren't real leather. And I didn't ever realize why my feet were stinking. It was because they were in these these shoes that my feet couldn't breathe in, versus now when I wear real quality leather shoes, my feet don't stink. Go figure, right? So look for those high quality construction pieces in the shoes that you're buying, and they will last you longer, versus something that you're throwing on and kicking around in for the weekend. Maybe it's just like a little pair of sneakers. Like that's where you might want to save on. Just buy some canvas little shoes from Target or DSW, and something that you don't mind getting dirty or wearing out in a few months. The next one, kind of in that same category, is the nude shoe. So I wanted to touch on that. I think every woman needs a good nude shoe in her repertoire, and it doesn't have to be a nude pump, or it can fit your lifestyle. Like I said, and some women love to wear flats, so find a perfect nude flat. Or some women love to wear a pump, find a perfect nude pump, or even a sandal, whatever that looks like and makes sense for your life. But a good nude shoe, even a good nude flat sandal, will go everywhere, from vacation to work to wearing to weddings to wearing to networking events, whatever it is, in any outfit. If you have on a nude shoe, it actually makes you look taller and leaner because it tricks the eye into continuing down the whole line of the leg and the whole line of the foot, making you look taller because you're not stopping that eye going up and down at the movement. So let's talk about the next thing, is a classic pant or a trouser. Now, if you are never in a trouser or a dress slack, then this may not apply to you, but it could even be a nice pair of jeans, say maybe a black denim or even a really, really dark blue jean that you could dress up with like a blazer. That nice classic pant or trouser is something you should invest in, so that way it fits you perfectly. And sometimes investing means taking it to the next level with some alterations. So maybe it's a pair of pants that really wasn't that expensive, so to speak, but by having it tailored, it looks so chic and sophisticated. So for instance, I have my favorite pair of skinny ankle pants, and they're just from Topshop at Nordstrom. They were under $70 and they were a little bit big in the waist. So my mom, as many of you know, is an alterations and seamstress lady. So I'm a little bit privileged in that regard. I have a seamstress in my back pocket, and she took it in for me at the waist, so it fit perfectly. And then even cuffed it a little bit more because I'm really short-legged. Although I'm 5'6" roughly, sometimes I claim 5'7", depending. My legs are about the height of a 5'2" woman. So for instance, my mom is only 5'2", maybe 5'3", and she and I can wear the same length in pants, if that tells you anything. So she hemmed up these pants for me, took them in at the waist, and all of a sudden they looked like they could have been Trina Turk classic dress pants, but they were, $70 pants from Topshop. So sometimes that investment can come with the alterations. All right, the last thing I want to talk about as far as a splurge versus save is your go-to bag. Now, my ladies that maybe use a big tote every single day as their work bag, this might speak to you. Or let's say you're the kind of gal that loves to carry like a really chic backpack, or even every day you're using a small crossbody clutch or crossbody bag, excuse me. Whatever it is for you, whatever your go-to bag is, that one bag should be something that you're spending a little bit more money on. So again, it kind of goes back to what I talked about with the shoes, looking at the construction of the item, looking at the quality of the material, even if it is a vegan or a faux leather, you can still find high quality faux and vegan pieces that are going to last longer. Or let's say you really are looking for something that as an alternative to leather, maybe look for something that's a high quality canvas or fabric material that you can wash and keep up with, that it stays nice. Especially our bags, we're constantly putting them either into the crook of our elbow or hanging onto them with our hands. And we have oils. We have oils from our lotions, just body oils, everything else. And it can start to make our bags look dingy. So looking for high quality materials in the bag so that your purse or your bag, your tote, whatever, doesn't look icky after about 6 months of use. And especially something too, like for me, I love a good tote because I literally put everything in there. Like if you go through my tote, you will probably find snacks because I get hangry really easily. I saw this post the other day on Facebook and they were like, what's the strangest thing that you have in your purse? And I was like, any given moment you might find a can of organic chicken breast in there, just because you never know. This girl might get hungry and you don't want her to get hangry. So I'd rather have something than nothing, or like raw almonds or nuts or something. I've always got snacks in there. And I usually have, my laptop. So that's kind of a big piece that I'm always putting in there. My phone, my little go-to carry-out bag of little emergency cosmetics. You've been there, you have a little cry sesh and now so all of a sudden you got to fix your mascara and make sure it's not running all over your face. You need that compact in your purse so you can fix yourself. What else? I usually have, pens, my business cards, just a lot of things in my purse. I call it my like Mary Poppins bag because I probably have something that you're looking for hidden in the depths of my bag. And I need purses that are going to, be able to handle all of that too and not fall apart, because I've made the mistake of buying like a cheap Zara bag once and it was this great big tote. I could fit everything in there, and as I was carrying it one day, the strap completely broke on it and I had to carry it around the rest of the day from like the bottom of it like a grocery bag, those like paper grocery bags. Oh my gosh, I felt like such a ridiculous person walking around with carrying the bottom of my bag. And then when I got home, I had to obviously toss it, and I learned my lesson that I need to invest a little bit more in my everyday totes. Now, I don't use, say, like smaller crossbodies a lot just because I carry so much with me that I can't fit it all in there. So those are the bags that I, will find something on the cheap. Like we went to Hawaii last year and I was like, oh, I just want a little crossbody bag that can go with everything from like, little shorts and cut off t-shirts and stuff, rummaging around during the day, to like going out to dinner and like a little maxi dress. So I found these cute little clutches from Target. And again, like that's not something that I use a lot. So that's where I was saving. So your go-to bag, whatever it is for you, make sure that's where you're really looking into the quality of the construction and making sure it's something that can stand the test of time and what you're putting it through. Now, like I said, this is not like an end-all be-all rule. Your go-to items may be completely different from mine, but the categories of these items and these garments resonates with all ladies. So what I talked about was denim, the workhorse shoe that you're using probably 3 to 4, maybe even 5 days a week, one nude shoe, a classic pant or trouser. And again, like I said, that could be a denim, it could be a dress slack, it could be an ankle pant, whatever it is for your life. And then whatever your go-to bag is. Now, keep in mind your style type when you're looking for an investment piece. If you're more classic and conservative in your style, then you might look for a high quality cardigan versus someone that's really bold and trendy and edgy in her style might rather invest that money in a really cool moto leather jacket. Both serve the same purpose to wear as a layer to keep you warm that you can layer over, everything from blouses to dresses and denim and everything else, but they both give very different vibes. So just keep in mind your style type when looking for those investment versus saving items. The general rule of thumb is to save on the uber trendy items. So like I mentioned at the beginning, try out a trend first to see if you love it and if it really resonates with your authentic style type. And then if you're over it quickly, hey, no harm, no foul. You find that maybe you don't really love it, so give it to somebody else, have them love it, or maybe consign it or whatever it is. But if you find that it becomes a workhorse in your wardrobe, maybe find another option that's more of an investment piece that will last you season after season. So a couple years ago, I really liked the idea and the look of fur vests, but I never owned one. So I thought, well, I'll give it a try. So I found a cute one by like BB Dakota on Revolve, and it was just kind of a neutral brown tone, and it was faux. It was a faux fur under like $70. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this out, see if I like this trend. And I found that I was wearing this thing with whatever I could. I was wearing it with dresses, over sweaters, over plaid shirts, with jeans, with boots, with everything. So I thought, okay, I have been wearing this thing out and it's about to fall apart on me because it wasn't, an investment piece. So as it started to show its wear and tear, I decided to finally find that perfect fur vest that I loved. And I found a really natural colored rabbit fur. I know, sorry to all the animal lovers out there. I'm an animal lover too, but I do like my furs. So I bought a rabbit fur vest by Joie, and it was just that perfect, really neutral color. And this was a few years ago, and I wear it season after season, and it still looks brand spanking new like it did on the very first day that I bought it. I took it with me to Italy a couple years ago and just layered that sucker up over everything I was wearing. And it was really warm because it was real fur. So I kept my warmth, because if you know me, I'm chilly. If it's below like 75 degrees, I'm like, I am cold. But anyway, I tried it out. Once I found out that I loved that style, I decided to invest in a real fur that I wear to this day. I hope that helps you kind of figure out what pieces you need to invest in versus save on, and really think about what your style type is. So I'll be doing more episodes talking about the different style types so you can really learn what resonates with you, whether it's maybe boho or chic or classic or bold and edgy, whatever it is. We'll talk more about those in upcoming podcasts. Remember to please subscribe so you can get notifications whenever I'm putting out a new podcast, and please rate and review my podcast, because I would love to learn from you, my listeners, what you want to be hearing about and what we can improve on here at the Miss Style, Strength, and Grace podcast. For show notes and other free resources, go check out my website, stylebydeidra.com. And as always, I love you all. With style, strength, and grace, I'm Deidra. Mwah!
Hey ladies, thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode. To help empower more women, please be a doll and rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. For show notes and other free resources we mentioned today, go to stylebydeidra.com.